The worst thing that you can do over the next 10 to 15 years is nothing, because that is going to guarantee that you will end up in a worse opposition than you are now. So I have been studying, watching, and observing the economy, politics, and where we're headed as a society. And I have some conclusions that I've come away with, and some tips and some insights that I would like to share with you, so you're best informed. And this is all based on my own research, so please take anything that I'm saying, see if it applies to your life. If it doesn't, then don't follow it, but do your own due diligence, please. I want to start with tackling the economy. That is probably going to be one of the biggest things that's going to affect you moving forward, especially over the next 10 to 15 years. We are already in uncharted waters. We have a Fed that is cutting interest rates currently, which to me is unprecedented given the amount of debt that we are currently in. So they are adding on higher rates and higher abilities to spend when people are already over leveraged. The next thing that is unprecedented is how high the housing market is. It does look to be overinflated, and the stock market also looks to be way overvalued. And so what does that mean for us moving forward? Does that mean you need to sell your home? Does that mean you need to sell your stocks? No, not specifically. What I'm cautioning you to do economically is to skate to where the puck is going. So don't make your decisions emotionally, because 9 times out of 10, an emotional decision is the wrong one. What I'm telling you to do is don't go to where you think the puck is going to be, skate to where the direction that the puck is going. And especially when it comes to your jobs, right now, we know that the economy is been in a more restrictive place. So don't take your job for granted. Don't take the economy for granted. Don't just assume that you're always going to be able to demand a higher rate for your services. So we're in a different position now in the economy than we were before. Another thing is take inventory of where you are with your debt. If things continue to go in this unsustainable direction, which I don't see a situation where we're not going to continue down this path, then when the inevitable bubble does pop, and I don't know when that will be, but I do know that all things that go up must come down, it's going to be a lot more impactful on you. So that's the credit card debt, that's making sure that you're not over leveraged in your housing, it's the vehicle debt. That is all things that can become your worst enemies if there is a pullback in the future. 100 years ago was the Roaring 20s, and that ended in the Great Depression. Now, I'm not saying that 100 years later we're going to have those exact same events play out again. But what I do know is that history does not repeat, but it does rhyme. And if it does rhyme, then there is going to be potential turmoil over the next 10, maybe 15 years. I'm not saying that that is guaranteed, but I'm saying to prepare just in case. So what can you do as far as economics? Well, make sure that if you're going down an unsustainable debt path yourself, all right, you're not the government, you can't print endless amounts of money to service your own debts. So if you feel like you're on an unsustainable debt path now, turn around. The worst thing you can do is be going down the wrong road and not turn around, because you will have to fight so much harder to reach escape velocity, right? So that's number one. Number two is prioritize your education and your skill sets. Education on not only building skill sets with like your own career and maybe a potential career that you may want to get into in the future, especially if you're in an artificially intelligent, sensitive position. Definitely start looking at ways to pivot. But also education financially. Make sure that you're educating yourself on the best strategies to get out of debt. Educate yourself on the best ways to save, hedge, and to protect yourself, because as inflation continues to rise and asset prices continue to rise, things will become more expensive, and literally it is only going to be the rich that win. And it's always been like that since the dawn of time, but I don't want you to get left behind. So just take that information with the economy, think about it, and do with that information what you will. The next thing is health. We are currently in a position where mental health, physical health, emotional health, whatever, is at all-time lows. And when these things go down, it's going to be a lot harder to be prepared if you're not in a good mental state. So start prioritizing that now and not when it's too late. And also, this is just a long-term bet on yourself and a long-term bet for the future, because I want you to be better in the future than you are now. Other thing is physical health, right? Prioritize what you're eating, because if things do go down and it's really bad, which I'm not expecting it to be that way, then your access to either high quality food is going to be limited, or your access to food in general is going to be limited. So just think about those types of things. I'm not saying to panic, just prepare. Relationships. Okay, so when it comes to the investment that you make in relationships, it's the investment that you put into the people that you have around you. So that can make a big impact on the things that I've been talking about beforehand. So if you have 9 broke friends, there's a good chance that you're the 10th. If you have 9 depressed friends, there's a good chance you're the 10th. If you have 9 lazy friends, there's a good chance that you're the 10th, and on and on and on. So take a good look at who you are surrounding yourself with, cut out the toxic people, keep the best, and then move forward. So just keep that in mind as well. That's going to be paramount, especially over the next 5, 10, 15 years. And then last but not least, have faith. I'm a Christian. My faith rests fully and completely in Jesus Christ. You may have a different opinion on religious faith, but have faith at least in your fellow man. Have faith in your fellow Americans, because it's going to be necessary moving forward, because these hard times, we're going to have to come together and have a national sense of faith moving forward. Just make sure that you have faith in your fellow man, that you don't start being overly suspicious or condemning of those around you. We will always end up in a better position than we were beforehand, and that has taken place since the dawn of time. Things, even in our darkest days, the outcome in the future has always been brighter. So I do truly believe that the future looks bright. I just want to make sure that we are moving in a good, correct, and healthy direction. And one last bonus thing that I wanted to leave you with is don't be a pioneer. What I mean by that is don't be the first person to the party. Everyone knows to show up fashionably late. So what I mean by that is if you take on this information, whether or not it's the stock market, it's the economy, it's the politicians, whatever it is, and you freeze, that is the worst thing that you could possibly do. What I mean by that is the pioneers are the people that died when they went out west. It's all the other people that came in afterwards that really got to reap the benefits, and then the people that showed up last to the party just got what was left behind. But you don't want to be the first person in, you don't want to be the last person in, you want to be in the middle of the pack. And that is absolutely true with these decisions. If you start thinking that, oh yeah, you're right, the housing market is going to collapse, the economy is going to go down, and you start making those decisions now. This is kind of what I was talking about with the skate to where the puck is going, not with where you think it's going to be. You're going to end up in a worse off position in the long term. So I want to leave you with this. The worst thing that you can do over the next 10 to 15 years is nothing, because that is going to guarantee that you will end up in a worse opposition than you are now. The best thing that you can do is be active. This is a time to not be passive with your actions. It's a time to be active. Put in that effort, actively move to pay off debt. If you want to be a homeowner, actively put in the steps. Maybe you need to work an extra job. Maybe a single income household isn't going to work out for you. I really believe in marriage, and that is one of the most significant things that I've ever done in my life. And so we're in a new unprecedented time for everyone. And so if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're going to end up getting that same result. So what I want you to do is to be active. Be active in your health. Be active in your mental health. Be active in your finances. Don't take a passive role to any of this. Be active when it comes to voting and politics. Don't be passive. Educate yourself. These are all the things that I'm suggesting that you do are active decisions. So that's what I wanted to leave you with. You let me know down in the comment section below. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.